going to bother with the room tour because it's extremely basic. You've got a bathroom, you've got a bed, and you've got a telly. And somewhere you've got a drinks machine. That is it. That is the room tour, guys. If you've stayed at the Premier Inn, you'll know what it's all about, how basic it is. But it'll do for what we need it to do for tonight. So yeah, can't wait now for tomorrow to come around and get on that plane. We are flying with Jet2, and we've been with Jet2 a couple of times in the past. But the actual trip to Rome itself, we've never been before. So this is going to be a first for myself and Vicky. Now, we did book a trip to Rome many, many years ago, but Vicky was pregnant at the time, and I think, if I remember rightly, I think Vicky would have been quite far gone by the time the holiday came round. So we had to cancel that on doctor's advice, really. So this is going to make up for all those years of missing out. Wouldn't change it for the road, don't get me wrong, but yeah, it's going to be an interesting trip, is this one. So check-in done, extremely quick. Left the car at the car park, straight into Terminal 1 over the Skylink. 5 minutes, in and out, and then we're going to get some grub. 2 hours to get from the airport to the Marcella Rooftop Hotel. This is where we're staying. Now, I have to say, I've always said I will never ever drive on any other roads other than in the United Kingdom. I've been proven right with that. It was a maniac. The taxi driver to get us from the airport to the hotel is a lunatic. Absolute lunatic. I mean, I've seen some driving, and I've seen some bad driving in the UK, but wow, I mean, this was on another level. Now, well, we did hear stories and tales of how they drive here in Rome, but I didn't think it was be anywhere near as bad as what we've just encountered. Myself and Vicky were sat on the back seat looking at each other for a good 45 to 50 minutes, holding on to the seats because it was so reckless. But that's how they drive over here. And fair play to the driver. He got us here quick time. He was safe in a strange sort of way, but my God, the amount of cars weaving in and out, cutting us off, bikes being pretty much taken off the roads by reckless drivers. It was unbelievable. I didn't realise, I never imagined these stories of how they drive here in Rome would be so correct. I'm just absolutely gobsmacked. But we're here, we're at the Marcella Rooftop Hotel here in Rome. The trip itself took 2 hours, literally 2 hours from Manchester to Rome. It went smoothly, no hiccups, absolutely brilliant. Like I said, back in Manchester, we got through the check-in quick time. But literally it took longer to walk from the car at Terminal 1 to get to Terminal 2 than it did to get through the checkout and into the actual duty-free side of everything. But everything about this trip so far has gone so smoothly. Now, we're going to go for a quick tour of the hotel itself. We're going to go for a meal at 9 o'clock. We do have a reservation booked. And apparently the views from the roof are supposed to be spectacular. So I'm hoping that when we go up there, I can take the GoPro. I might even use my phone. But hopefully we can get you guys some good footage. But we just need to calm down a little bit. And we need to get our breath back from that taxi trip. Because seriously, guys, that was on another level. morning everybody, and welcome to another video of our little mini Rome series. Now, we are visiting the Verano Monumental Cemetery today. Whether or not a lot of that footage will end up in this video, I don't know. But we will be releasing a video specifically for the cemetery visit itself. But we're not sure which order these videos are going to be coming out. But we are in Rome and this is our first day here. Now there's one thing I've noticed here, and on the outskirts of Rome, the amount of graffiti. It's on every single wall we come past. I've never seen anything like it. Like I said, it's just on every wall, isn't it? Yeah. And I'm like, if this was back home in England, there'd be holy hell to pay. I mean, look here. And just here. There's literally graffiti everywhere you look. It's like wherever there's a space, we'll vandalise. More graffiti. Now, I'm hoping I'm not going to give this this video a bad review because it is our first day here. And
we've gone outside.
And like Vicky just said, we've been outside the touristy spots. We're in that, I think this is more the residential side, yeah. Would you say? These are the areas where we were told really not to come to late at night, and that was by our receptionist. I think it was called Fernando or Fernandino. Really nice chap at the hotel, but he actually said it's on our heads if we venture this way at night time, which obviously we're not going to do. We're going to stick to the more touristy side, but we've come this way because, like I said, we're going to visit the Verano Monumental Cemetery for a separate video. But you can see again, just graffiti and posters everywhere. I kind of love it myself. Gives it a bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? Gives it a bit more life. Is that the word? As if Rome needs much life. I mean, it's a busy city at the end of the day, isn't it? Now, we've never been to Rome before, me and Vicky. We did plan to come probably 24 years ago, but Vicky was pregnant at the time and she would have been near giving birth by the time the trip had come around. So we actually had to cancel it on doctor's advice. So this is the first time we've made this trip, and like I said, it's a two full day trip, but 3 nights. It's one of these city breaks, and we're staying at the, is it the Marcella rooftop hotel, which you guys may have seen some footage already. But yeah, I mean, this is the first time we've been to Rome, but if any of you guys have ever been here, comment down below, let us know your thoughts on the place. Which parts of Rome did you stay? Did you go to the Colosseum? Did you do the Roman Forum? We'd be interested to know your thoughts. At the moment, I'm loving it. It is a city. Me and Vicky aren't city people. When we go to Manchester, we don't really like it. We like Manchester, don't get me wrong, but we don't like the busyness of it. We are more country people. But I'm absolutely loving this at the moment, seeing the old historic buildings and how people live, you know, which is completely different to how we live back in England. I love it. I'm loving it so far. The roads, I'm a bit like that because I'm still getting used to which side of the road they're driving on and the pedestrian crossings, but otherwise, so far so good. Now, one other thing I will add, to say it is December 27th, as mentioned earlier, I can't believe how warm the weather is. Vicky's come with a big jacket on. Luckily I brought a jumper, but I'm not wearing it. I've just got a t-shirt and this jacket, and it is warm. I mean, it must only be about, what, 17 to 20 degrees. Back home, this would be like mid-spring and we'd be loving it, but I can't believe just how well and how good the weather is here. We've chose a good week to come, to be fair, the Christmas break. Absolutely loving it. And one thing we're not sure about with some of these relics is, will that be an original Roman part of the fortress, part of the gates for Rome itself? Or is that a modern reconstruction to go with a modern city? Again, if anybody knows, comment down below. But we're now programmed on Google Maps. We're going to head towards the Trevi Fountain and the Spanish Steps. Whether or not we get there today, I don't know, but that's where we're headed to regardless. But again, more graffiti. And guys, you are probably going to hear me say that a lot in this video, because this is all we're seeing at the moment. But I'm loving it. I'm just absolutely loving the fact that we're in Rome. Now, we might as well do what the Romans do, or I should say what the English do, and we'll go to McDonald's for our lunch. For anybody who may feel like coming to Rome, this is the area we're told not to come to at night time, the Metrolink area. Apparently this can be quite a not nice place to come. But yeah, this is the Metrolink. This is where you get your trains and your shuttle services. So yeah, just be wary guys if you ever come here, just to avoid this place at night time. Rome, very busy place as you can probably guess. And we have got lost once or twice, but I think we're 8 minutes away from the Trevi Fountain. So we think we're on the right path now. Trevi Fountain done. Not as busy as we thought it would be, but busy enough. But yeah, it's still a fascinating sculpture and waterfall nevertheless, but I'm just glad it's nowhere near as busy as what we thought it was going to be. Now it's absolutely crazy here in Rome how electric vehicles are allowed up and down these tight streets. You can't hear them when they're behind you, and it's, to me, it's just dangerous, but again, it's just the way, isn't it?
Yeah.
We told you guys this is a quick fire kind of vacation, 2 days. So we're getting as much as we can in today and tomorrow. But like I said earlier, today is more of a mooch around. We've done the Trevi Fountain, now we're heading towards the Spanish Steps. Certain parts of Rome are busier than others, as we've encountered, but there is a lot of people trying to sell you stuff as well. They're trying to put watches and wristbands on you just by holding their hands out and shaking your hand and trying to be your friend. Keep your hands in your pockets and keep your hands away from them, because as soon as you make contact, you're kind of obliged to pay for these things, and at the end of the day, these cheap tats. So if you ever come to Rome, just be wary of people trying to stop you, trying to become your friend, and also trying to shake your hand. Just don't go there. So just had a quick look on Google Maps, and this is a column for Marco Aurelio, does it say?
Yeah, 30 metre high.
30 metre high column for a Roman military commander, is that right?
It just says Roman military monument. So is that Marco Aurelio, is he?
Why do I feel like I've heard that name? It's not in Gladiator, is it?
No.
The movie Gladiator.
Maybe, you know. Yeah, maybe so.
Now, when we were talking earlier about being country folk, this is exactly why me and Vicky don't do cities, because this is absolutely hectic, isn't it? Entire roads are blocked off from cars. Cars just can't get through, and I'll show you guys why.
Sessione insieme.
So this is why me and Vicky don't do cities that often, but it's still fun nevertheless. Right, now it's fair to say that we actually got lost yet again. One thing I'll say about Rome, Google Maps is absolutely rendered useless best part of the time simply because it cuts out. So we've been following an arrow which wasn't even taking us in the right direction. But we found them. Spanish Steps are just over there. That, my friends, is as much as you're going to get of the Vatican and as close as the Pope as we're ever going to get. This is a 2-day trip and we just don't have time to visit the Vatican, unfortunately. But we've fitted in as much as we can. And our feet are absolutely killing us. Now, for somebody who's had a double hip transplant, such as Vicky, and somebody who struggles with poor circulation in the feet, I have to say, Rome is not for the faint-hearted. I mean, what would you say, Vic, on a scale of 1 to 10 when it comes to walking now? It's a lot of hills. It's hilly, really is hilly. There's a lot of cobbles, as you would appreciate. Now, we're not having a whinge about obviously being in Rome. We love it, really, don't we? It really is an interesting city, and we've seen a lot of historical sites. We've done what we've wanted to do. But like I said, for people who's had hip transplants or replacements such as Vicky, my feet, it's just absolutely killing us right now, isn't it? And we are in the centre of Rome, about 40 minutes away, would you say? From the hotel. From the hotel, so we're going to make our way back to the hotel, visit some more sites, and I think we're going to try and find some food as well, because we are starving. We've been out since about 8 o'clock this morning, so we are hungry. So yeah, just hope you guys are enjoying this video and watching us go through the pain factor right now, because like I said, it's a killer, is Rome, on the feet. Right guys, so when we talk about a lot of walking in Rome, this is exactly it. Look at these steps. And like I said, people with hip replacements and dodgy feet, it doesn't help. And there goes Vicky. Now, before we came out on this trip, we actually put together a little bit of a competition, and we said if we hit 2,000 subscribers before Boxing Day or before Christmas, we'll do a giveaway. Now, this giveaway, it's going to be something or nothing, so don't get too excited, guys. But if you're interested in, hopefully, and having the chance of winning a little present that we've picked up from here in Rome, all you have to do is the following. Give this video a big thumbs up, is subscribe to the channel and answer the following question in the comments down below. And that question is, when in Rome, do what the... Finish the sentence, guys. What do you do when in Rome? That's all you have to do. We'll choose one winner in the next couple of weeks. We'll put all the names into a random generator, which will choose one winner, and we'll let that person know as and when that draw is made. And just like that, a little bit of grub for tonight. Shopping done. Now obviously it goes without saying that whenever you come to a place such as Rome, or even Barcelona, Manchester, London, wherever you go, you're always going to pay a premium, aren't you, for food and drink. Now we've just come to a little bar, and I'll put a video over, and we got 2 toasties, ham and cheese, 2 lattes, and it came to, what was it, Vicky, about $9? 9 euros. 9 euros. Now, like Vicky said, 2 lattes in the hotel alone was 8 euros just for 2, wasn't it? But we've got 2 drinks and 2 toasties, and they're quite substantial as well.
Yeah.
But it's literally cost us 9 euros. So bear that in mind. You don't always have to eat at these expensive restaurants. You don't always have to eat in the hotels. Come out, go down the side streets, and just pick one at random. Pick one of these little coffee bars. Go and get yourself a drink, a coffee, tea, whatever, and check the prices out, because I think you will save a lot of money in the long term. Now, many will be wondering why we didn't actually go into the Colosseum, why there's no footage of the Colosseum as such inside. The thing is, we actually booked the Colosseum, the Roman Forum and Palatine Hill. When we got there for 11:15, it was this morning, our booking was for 11 o'clock, so we got through that okay. But we were doing the virtual reality tour outside. Now, I'm not going to go into too much detail as to what that is, other than to say it's what it sounds like. It's virtual reality. Put some Oculus goggles on, and I think it was about a 45 to 50 minute presentation about the life and times of Romans. But that would have took us up to about 12, nearly 12:30 before we got into the Colosseum. But the queues outside, even at this time of year, were horrendous. And we were told by the tour guide that the Romans Forum itself, the last entry was at 3 o'clock. Now, when we actually got up there, it was actually 3:30, but regardless, nevertheless, if we'd have gone into the Colosseum and spent an hour or 2 there, we would not have had time to go into the Roman Forum to do the stories that we actually came to cover, such as the Vestal Virgins and that of Julius Caesar. So we do apologise for the lack of footage for the Colosseum, but we just wouldn't have been able to fit it all in time. So we hope you can understand the reasons why. It is a shame.
The time was just 12 o'clock. It was the fact that we still had to queue to go in.
This is what I'm saying. Yeah, Vicky's just saying then off camera that it wasn't just the time of getting into the Colosseum. It was the actual queuing time. It was the waiting time outside, the queues. And the annoying thing is, and I don't want to sound like I'm being miserable, but the annoying thing about it is, we actually had to skip the queue or skip the line ticket. So we thought we'd actually show a ticket and walk straight in. But they don't do that here, because if it's so busy, they open up all the queues or all the lines from the sounds of it. So even if you've paid extra for to skip the line, you're still not guaranteed getting any quicker. You still have to queue like everybody else, even those that haven't paid for that service. So that was kind of annoying. So be wary of that, guys. If you ever do come to Rome yourselves and pay that extra, you may not actually get that service. So that is what we had to contend with a lot as well in Rome. The amount of ambulances that have gone past these last 2 days. We've had to keep cutting, filming, and in between try and get in what we wanted to say before another ambulance arrives and appears, because they are so damn noisy. It's a constant drone, as you guys just heard. It's absolutely incredible, honestly. Just the different cultures and the different ways of living when you go from country to country and how things are run and operated. But yeah, so that is what we had to contend with for the last, what, 2 days. Now we've decided to come off the beaten track and away from the touristy side of Rome to go back to the hotel. And we're coming across these fabulous statues, these structures. And I just saw from a sign with all the rules on at the gates, just over there. you're seeing all these important figures, these statues, and we think it's some kind of military outfit because there was guards on the gates dressed in all the fancy attire, and there's a police station further down. So this looks like some kind of, is the word, they call them prefabs or dorms, military dorms. I could be completely wrong, but when you come into the grounds, you're seeing things like this, and they're absolutely brilliant. Don't really know the meaning behind them, so if anybody knows that, comment down below, but just look at the state of these, look at the size of them. Before we set off to Rome, I was joking with Vicky and my daughters about Italian food. I don't eat pasta the best part of the time. I'm just not a pasta fan. But my daughter kept going on saying, well, you've got to try it here in Rome. You've got to eat Italian pasta, Italian food. Anyway, I had a go last night. It wasn't that bad. It was a little bit cheesy.
Strong cheese.
It was strong cheese. So I had a go at that. I'll put photos down below. We've also, I tried a proper Italian tiramisu. I absolutely loved it. Vicky weren't keen. Now you'll have also seen on this video Vicky eating pistachio ice cream. Now, ever since I've known Vicky, she's always been on the hunt, haven't you, for pistachio, proper pistachio ice cream. And no matter where we buy it from in England, it is never the same. It doesn't have the same texture, taste or anything. Even the colour looks different. Okay, it might be green, but it's not green like it should be. But we tried it yesterday, and like Vicky in Element, weren't you? She finally found the pistachio ice cream. Now I had the coconut one. So yeah, so that's the reason why we put that video in of the ice cream. That was Vicky's #1 aim, to find proper pistachio. I've also done what I weren't supposed to do and eat pasta. I quite enjoyed it, I'm not gonna lie, I did enjoy it. But the tiramisu, absolutely brilliant. Now Vicky's just reminded me as well, I've also had several lattes. And I have to say, guys, I'm very fussy with my coffee, but the lattes over here, they're to die for, absolutely to die for. And I think I've lost count how many we've had between us. But again, it's just different cultures, different foods. You've got to try these things, I guess. Now, whilst we're in the Roman Forum earlier today, we met a lovely couple, and we got speaking to a gentleman who was there with his wife and 2 children. His name is John, and he's actually subscribed to our channel. So everybody give John a big welcome and thank him for coming on board our nice little community. And John, if you're watching this video, thanks for talking to us today. Thanks for subscribing, absolutely love it. And we hope you enjoyed a good day out, like I said, at the Colosseum and the Roman Forum. And by all means, drop us a line and get in touch. For anybody watching this and our channel for the very first time, it's quite obvious myself and Vicky aren't vacation vloggers or bloggers. We do tell tales more of the darker side of life, such as, you know, the Victorian period when life was hard, murders, crimes, all that kind of stuff. We also cover a lot of paranormal, supernatural, UFO type of stories. So this vlog today, or this weekend, or these 2 days I should say that we've been here, it is again out of our comfort zone. We have tried our best. We've tried to capture in some parts the essence, haven't we, of Rome and city life. We visited some famous locations. If you want to see more about the Julius Caesar story or the video that we've done, click the links down below and let us know your thoughts on that. We will include, or we will have included, some snippets of that video with this one and merged the 2 together. Likewise, we will have done the same with the graveyard, the Verano Monumental Cemetery that I went to. We'll include snippets of that as well. But if you did like this video, don't forget to give us a big thumbs up. Don't forget to comment down below if you've been to Rome, tell us your thoughts, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I keep saying it, but 2024 is going to be massive, and these couple of mini Rome videos are just the very start of that for 2024. But in the meantime, guys, take care, look after yourselves, and myself and Vicky will be back soon with other tales from my dark, but at times glorious past. Stay safe, but stay curious.